Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this amazing Tuesday. You're looking amazing, by the way. You're looking absolutely amazing. I'm going to get straight into the meat and potatoes, as this is video 2 of 2. I'm not even going to put my glasses on today. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. What are we talking about in this video? Well, we're talking about, there's something that's caused a bit of a stir. Now, in video 1 earlier today, I did talk about this video that is apparently this ex-assassin, whatever he is. He's come forward and spoken about Candace Owens and the plot to assassinate her. And I said the fact that it hadn't really aged well because Candace went live and she seems to be okay. And I hope she does remain being okay, as it seems that if you're on the internet nowadays, sadly, you're not always safe. But who knows? Who knows? Because there's a picture that's floating around that some are suggesting proves that Candace Owens may be making everything up. And indeed, she does feel safe. She must feel safe, surely. We're going to look at it in a second. But before we do that, I want to try and help you remain safe. Safer than Candace may be, with today's sponsor. If you're anything like me, you find yourself on the internet all of the time, whether it be looking for information on crime or the people around crimes. And sometimes that means that you have to go to sites that you not normally would go to. And let's face it, if you're on the net, you're at risk. And that is why I decided, finally, because you know how I feel about sponsors, to join up with Aura. And I did so in this promotion, this paid promotion, that I am hugely against, by the way, so you know if I'm doing it, you've got to listen. And that is because, again, if we're on the internet, we're not safe. And that's as simple as that, and you need to get safe. And you need to check this out, right? Because this is what we're talking about, things like this. This is a report that can be generated on you when your identity is stolen by these identity thieves and marketers all over the internet. Because it happens to the tune of over $500 million a year. That's what we're talking about, a massive industry where they're getting your information and selling it to the highest bidder. And just check this out. So a personal overview, that's your name, your age, when you was born, your addresses, aliases, contact info, all of your email addresses, phone numbers, address history, your relatives, possible relatives, all of these. This is a redacted report of an actual person, by the way. And then you've got other addresses. Coming all the way down here, it gets even more scary. Possible neighbours, possible associates, jobs, possible education, usernames, which, you know what, usernames, that's your usernames that put you on social media, so they know who you are, what you're doing. Those social media accounts, Facebook, Pinterest, emails, other photos. They've even got photos of you on there. Possible owned properties, possible owned cars. They can get absolutely everything about you. How scary is that? And if you don't want to find yourself victim of this, you can click on the link down below in the pinned comment and in the description and head over to Aura. And once you click on that link, that will take you over to here, which is a loading screen. This will give you the chance to check it out for 14 days completely free of charge, where that will give Aura the time that they need to start removing your information from these companies that have it. They will reach out to them and they will get it off. Yoink, gone, no longer a risk. There you go. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. And they monitor everything all the time. So as your information appears, they're going yoink, get it, and getting it back off to keep you safe all the time. There is 24/7 monitoring, and there is other things that they do as well. They're constantly working in the background to keep you safe while you're online, whether that be VPN use, which is something in an abundance of things that they offer that some other companies they don't offer. Because there are other companies that do these things, but they don't do it quite as well as Aura. And like I say, VPN usage, which is something that is an absolute must for me, because there are simply some sites that I can't access without the use of a VPN. So I want to know that the VPN is absolutely safe. So if you want to keep yourself safe online and those around you and your loved ones and seemingly your neighbours as well, click on the link again in the pinned comment in the description of this video and head over and get your 14-day free trial of Aura now. Back to the video. That was Aura. Check them out. Be safe. And some of you will be happy to know that that is actually my last of the sponsored videos for the month. I know some people hate it. Hate it. Anyway, let's get straight into it. What am I talking about? What's this that's going around that's causing such a shitstorm? And it is referencing this here, which is a photograph that has come up of Candace Owens, apparently in Dollywood, saying Candace Owens go to Dollywood the same week she said she was going off air because of an assassination plot ordered by the Macrons, or I call them the Macaroons. them pair. So it was apparently this photograph came from originally Jessica Reed Krause on House and Habit. Now it's quite important to understand that Jessica Reed Krause doesn't really like Candace. She's not a fan. She used to be, but over time, she saw things in Candace, her way of reporting, that she didn't like, and subsequently she has attacked Candace a few times and questioned a few things surrounding Candace Owens. But, look, she's brought it forward and said that, you can see it on there, it says, she went on vacation to enjoy her long holiday weekend, leaving everyone with a dramatic cliffhanger, expecting the president will address an alleged murder plot. Meanwhile, she's at Dollywood, and she claims that this was her daughter's best friend or someone is out and bumps into Candace and has a photograph taken with her. Now, this is the writing on here. Look, my daughter's best friend went to TM for Thanksgiving. She spent yesterday at Dollywood. Guess who she ran into? Yep, Candace Owens. Out in the open, in a public place, amongst claimed assassination attempts. Make it make sense. And yes, this photo is from yesterday. So again, it's important to, first of all, understand where this photograph came from. It's come from someone who doesn't really like Candace a great deal. What are the facts around this photograph? The facts around this photograph is that it's impossible, in my opinion, because I've tried everything, to pull this up via Google. To try and do a reverse image search, it just doesn't search anything. Now, you could say that offers some authenticity because it's quite new. And the fact that it is quite fresh, you've got one person who has obviously shared it on their platform, and then it's only now starting to gain momentum. It hasn't been enough momentum for it to become sort of prominent enough in searches to come out. Possible, but what I will also say is that AI can't find it, and when you do try and search through AI, first of all, it can attribute a different person to the female that you see in the photograph. That's not who AI claims it is. And there's been varying dates as well that claim that this photograph came from different dates and times, going back as far as 2021, with some people even claiming that indeed this photograph is from 2021. But what I will say is, and this is just my opinion, because even if this photograph is authentic, I think it's quite... What can I say? Candace Owens isn't the type of person, in my opinion, that's going to shut her life down. She doesn't come across as that kind of person. And ultimately, if you've got a threat and there's going to be an assassination attempt made, then it's going to happen. If it's credible and it's people who do this for a living and they, and it's going to happen, then you could argue that it could be at home while you sleep. You could be at home when you're at your most vulnerable, and that's when it happens. Or if you want to offer any credibility to the threat that was made in this video, then they want to do it when she's live, when she's got 1 million people watching. So she may have information that kind of makes her understand that this may be the safest place for her to be. I think we've also got to appreciate and understand that Candace Owens... if everything about her is authentic, and what I will say is I don't know. I don't know how authentic Candace Owens is. I don't know. All I know is her online persona and the person she portrays herself to be. So I'm going to offer the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, if she is being authentic, she is being her plain authentic self, then again, I don't think Candace Owens is the sort of person who's going to shy away from going out in the public. And we now have a very, very unique situation now, and that is that Candace Owens has publicly stated that there is an assassination attempt going to be made on her. She's going to be assassinated, and she has attributed that threat to certain individuals. Now, as of recording this video, there has been no rebuttal to that. They've not come out, and Candace Owens on her live yesterday, she called that out and said this would be a perfect opportunity for them to come forward and say, look, we've been accused of this and it simply isn't true. The flip side of that coin is, obviously there is already an ongoing legal issue between the macaroons and Candace with respect of Candace Owens accusing Emmanuel Macron's wife of having a penis. And this is obviously an ongoing court situation. There's 10 people in court. So there's an ongoing thing in the background, and we don't know what stipulations have been made reference the macaroons contact or speaking on Candace. We simply don't know. But there may be a reason why they're not coming forward and speaking, or they might be biding their time, or they may just not give a shit, or they might be guilty of sin and not wanting to say anything. The flip side of that coin again is, even if they're guilty, why wouldn't they just come on and offer a rebuttal of some description, just say that she's a fucking lunatic? There's many questions around the situation, and that's why I have questions around the situation and why you should have questions too. But again, my point being, Candace Owens doesn't seem like the person who's just going to roll over and say, right, fucking hell, someone's threatened me, I'm going to lay in my bed under the covers, I might even get under the bed, because I'm safe under there. You've seen all the horror films, kids hide under the bed all the time, they're always safe. She doesn't strike me as that sort of person. But with reference to the unique situation that we find ourselves in, what would now happen if Candace Owens was indeed assassinated? Because there are multiple issues here now. Candace Owens has publicly stated that there has been a threat made. So if there was anybody who wanted to, let's just say, get rid of Candace, and it's not who she has pointed the finger to, this would be an opportunity for them to get rid of Candace, and it would look like someone else did it. So that's a concern. I find this, she is inevitably, potentially caused a real dangerous situation, because I would imagine that Candace Owens is pissing a lot of people off, and it's whether you can attribute dangerous situations to them. Do you know what I mean? Are there other people beyond the macaroons that could pose an imminent threat to her life? Let's just say that Charlie Kirk was executed, and we believe that there was more fingers in the pies of that execution. And if it isn't the macaroons, it's not the French. Now they're saying that it is, that the French were involved, and we'll see how this pans out. But no, I just feel that this is a dangerous situation now, because if there is somebody else on the peripheral of all this, this is now an opportunity to do it and potentially get away with it. But if Candace Owens was to be assassinated, think of the shitstorm that would cause. What would you think? What would you do? What would be the ramifications of her death based on the fact that she has literally gone live and made the claims that she's made? They couldn't be ignored. How would you as US citizens feel if she was now assassinated and the US government did fuck all about it? Nothing. There was no ramifications, no rebuttals, no go on the offensive. I don't know. It wouldn't bode well. It wouldn't even bode well for me, and I don't even fucking live there, as so many of you point out all the time. But anyway, let me know how you feel with respect of this photograph and whether Candace Owens was in Dollywood. photograph originates from someone who doesn't like Candace. You can't find out online exactly where this photograph come from, and there are varying stories that take this photograph back as far as 2021. AI can't place it anywhere. It's wrongfully attributing people to it that don't exist in the photograph, being the young girl who Candace is with. And yeah, you simply don't know. We don't know. But the flip side of that coin is, which seems to be the phrase of the day, flip side of the coin, is that who gives a fuck? Candace Owens, she's the one who's been given the threat. Apparently, she'll deal with it as she wants to. I'm sure she's got security around her, and I don't think, as aforementioned, she's the sort of person who's going to hide up and cower away hiding. She's quite a stubborn individual. She's quite fiery, and I can imagine that she will be wanting to do whatever it is that she wants to do. Just because we may act a different way in the same situation doesn't make what she does wrong. It just makes it potentially dangerous. But she's a big girl. She can do what she pleases. Let me know down below what you think. Are you offering any credibility to this photo? Have you been able to find this photo? You know where it came from. You know exactly who and what and where and how and everything about it. Because if so, you're better than me, and you can send it to me. But don't use Grok and don't use ChatGPT, because I'm telling you, they lie. Love you all, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Mwah.